very proud of Vince O'Neill and all of his accomplishments and the character that he has. A couple years ago at the football reunion, Jerry, Mark, and Vince and I were talking old times baseball, football, and Hall of Fame was mentioned, and Jerry was already in the Hall of Fame, and talk about Ventura County Hall of Fame, and he looked at me, Jerry looked at me and said, "Coach, what would you think about being in a Hall of Fame?" I thought about 3 seconds and I said, "Jerry, I'd like to be in any Hall of Fame." So this is a special night, and I appreciate it greatly. I want to thank two people, which really important for me because you need to know where you came from. You hear about a lot of credit given tonight, but when I was in high school, I had two teachers that greatly influenced me, just like you're hearing about tonight. First one was Miss Swords, my high school biology teacher. I wasn't that interested in academics in high school until I came into her class. And I loved the subject, I loved her, she was a great teacher. We dissected many things. I knew from that point I wanted to go in and study biology, and a great influence for me. The other one was our high school football coach, teacher, mentor, example, Coach Ray Solari. A lot of you have heard a lot about him. He played in the Rose Bowl 3 years in a row for Cal. And so when you walked on that practice field, he commanded the respect, and he was a great teacher and coach. He never really talked about winning the championships that much, but when the championships were won, you knew that's what everything was about. Practice, everything was business, and that's what we were. League championships were really kind of a stepping stone, and we wanted to play for the prize. So those two greatly influenced me. He had a celebration kind of like this. A lot of his players came back, and somebody asked him, "What do you think of all of this honor and you know, all your players coming back for you?" And he said, "I just came to teach and wanted to win some football games." And it really sums up what happened to me. I was ready to get a job out of college. I wanted a job. I wanted to teach, and I wanted to coach, and I just wanted to win some football games and baseball games. And I didn't have any idea what was ahead. So I want to thank St. Bonaventure, has been thanked so much tonight, but the committee for the Hall of Fame committee, I appreciate this a lot. Some people talked about, "Coach, we're trying to get you in the Hall of Fame," and I didn't think much about that, but it means a great deal to me. But I'm humbled and know that the students and players that are sitting right here and many others sent emails and wrote letters, and some of you wrote 2 letters and more getting us into the Hall of Fame. And that means more than anything. And even the things you've said this evening, it's just unbelievable. And again, I was just trying to do a job, but if there was influence there, it means so much to me. I want to quickly just tell you about a couple of quotes by a couple of players that really can sum up, I think, a lot of the evening and success. You heard Jerry Stone wanted to be a catcher, and we knew Jerry had potential, and he should have been catching. And I felt bad about it. I'm not sure I'd have done anything, but I felt bad enough one day in practice. I said, "Jerry, I feel bad. You should be catching, and you have to pitch for us, and you have to play short. And you really have a career ahead in catching." And he stopped me kind of mid-sentence and said, "Coach, I just want to win. I don't care. I just want to win." And that's a simple statement, but he meant it. And then Mark Stevens and I planned the baseball reunion and talked together off and on for a year, and we'd talk on the phone, and for the first minute we'd talk about the reunion, and then we'd talk about 20 minutes about old times in baseball and football. And I told him, I said, "Mark, you remember the practice before the CIF championship?" he said, I said, everybody was so focused and everybody was really into this. I had a fungo and was hitting infield, I guess. I said, I felt like I could have dropped that fungo, walked across the field, got in my Volkswagen, driven home, and you guys would have continued and you'd have finished that till the job was done. And he said over the phone, Coach, I never thought we wouldn't win. And I think those statements, Coach, all I want to do is win, and Coach, I never thought we wouldn't win, I think that's why we did and we're so successful. Sums up a lot. Thank you, Sherry, for supporting me, for coming to every game I coached at St. Bonaventure High School, and for loving me. I love you. Thank you. Thank you, Coach Luna, being a colleague, good friend, co-coach in football. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Dave, for being a good friend and inviting me to come to St. Bonaventure. I mean that a lot. Thanks, Dave. I want to thank a few guys. I thank all the students, all the football players, all the baseball players that played for me. And these are just a special, it's hard to single some people out, but these people were a special group. They knew who they are. Thanks, Barrett. Thanks, Dick Foss. Thanks, De Los Santos. Thanks, Montiel. Thanks, Semenich. Thanks, Waldron. Starting lineup. Thanks, Romo. Thanks, O'Neill. Thanks, Stone. Thanks, Stevenson. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, Montag. Thanks, McLean. Thanks, Alamillo. Thanks, Bingham. A special thanks to Robert, Duck Melhorn, and Gene Laporte. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Real quick, before all the Hall of Fame inductees go home.